Okay.
How did we start the first one?
We just started talking about stuff.
All right, well then let's just start talking about stuff.
All right, so we're talking about trends today.
Yep.
Wedding trends. Where did we get this information from?
I just did like a quick search across the web of like different wedding websites that had different trends. That I was curious as to. We're gonna go two separate ways here. The first one we're gonna do like current wedding trends, just like wedding trends from like 2023. There was like a huge list that I looked at.
Okay.
And then we'll do trends. I want to ask if you think these trends are out, because some people say yes and some people say no.
Gotcha. So we're looking into some that might be going out now and some upcoming ones.
Yeah. So like,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But in the opposite order.
Sure. And this is as of March 2024.
Yeah. Okay. So let's start with a couple that I know your opinion on.
Okay.
Non-gendered wedding parties. So like girls on the guy's side and guys on the girl's side.
Thumbs up.
Yeah,
Love it.
Agreed.
No problems with this.
No, I don't. We did this for our wedding.
Yeah, your side you had
I had my brothers on my side.
And your sister and best friend.
Mm-hmm.
I went the more traditional route. Right. I just had friends on my side.
Which I also think is okay to like.
Yeah, it's okay.
To split it.
You don't have to go either way. It's just the stigma behind having girls on the boys' side, boys on the girls' side. Like,
sure.
Come on.
Especially if it's your siblings.
Especially if it's your siblings or family.
Yeah.
That's important. But really close cousin, like if I had a girl cousin that I was like super close with, I'd have no problem putting them on my side of the wedding. Yeah.
Okay. Private last dance.
Private last dance. Double thumbs up.
Double. You like that one a lot? We did that at our wedding, and I knew that you liked it. I didn't know that you liked it that much.
I loved it. Well, and this is inside baseball, I guess, with us, is that we had our air quote wedding song, which was "If My Heart Was a Home" by Owl City.
Close, yeah.
If My Heart Was a House.
I don't know.
Well, it's something like that, whatever it is. And then we did a private, right before our Sparkler exit that we did a private last dance that was XO by John Mayer. And since our wedding, we've kind of adopted XO more as our wedding song. Like you and I both enjoy that song a lot more.
Yeah.
We'll both dance in the living room a little more often.
Yeah,
that one,
not to be cheesy, but yeah, that's definitely more our wedding song than the first one was. The first one's so cute, but... Anyway, private last dance is a cool way to, I don't know. I think it's a cool moment. It's a good moment, like just kind of soaking stuff in.
Well, if you'll allow me,
you're allowed
to. Sure, yeah. The reason that I like a private last dance is that very often, especially at our wedding, the middle chunk of like dancing can be very upbeat. Not a ton of room for slow songs, you know? And so kind of transitioning from all that fun and excitement and the drinking and the eating and the dancing and taking a moment to take a breather with your spouse.
Sure.
You know, you're married now. Take a breather, let everyone else get ready for your exit if you're doing an exit. Just taking a moment to pause and soak everything in that just happened. Because likely from the time that you walked in, like did your entrance to the reception, to the time that you leave, it's nonstop talking to people, craziness, right?
Yeah, our wedding is kind of a blur because of all that. But I remember the last dance, and as coordinators, it's super convenient because because a lot of people, and we'll talk about this too, but a lot of people are doing like exits now, and it's super convenient for us to set that up while you guys have your last dance.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Next one, artificial flowers.
Yeah.
Okay, I know the answer to that one, but I don't know if everybody agrees with that.
I think part of it is where we work and live and operate, right? I mean, we live in the Midwest. We live in Indiana. It's not, 95% of weddings are not going to be able to afford $4,000 for flowers.
Well, and where are you going to get them? Like, we've got florists around here, but it's extra expensive because nobody grows flowers too locally.
Right. It's more expensive to have flowers. Yeah. Absolutely. If there's a flower farm nearby, you could source them there. They're still going to be expensive.
I like artificial flowers because you get to keep them afterwards.
Yeah, absolutely. They're easier. They're not going to wilt from, especially if it's like hot outside and they're not in water.
Yeah, that's true.
You put them out at noon for the ceremony. By 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, they're going to be wilted because it's just been so freaking hot, especially during the summer, artificial flowers, go for it. Way cheaper, last forever, you don't have to water them. Awesome.
All right. First look.
Okay.
What do you think?
I understand the trend.
We did it.
We did a first look.
It's so convenient.
Okay, so you talked the graces of it.
I love the first look, but for lots of reasons. One is that pictures before the ceremony was super convenient. We didn't have to take a bunch afterwards, and we got to chill at the reception because we weren't worried about pictures.
It's a great photo op.
The other reason that I love it is because I am an anxious person, and you are my person, and I think that's true for a lot of couples.
Sweet.
Why don't you shut up for a second? I think, except for in this moment, you're my person, and I think that's true for a lot of couples. They're like, yeah, no, I do too.
Yeah.
But seeing you before, like walking down the aisle and seeing you beforehand was just super comforting for me because then we could just see each other for the rest of the day and didn't have to worry about like hiding.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't have to worry about like, oh, he's gonna see me walking down the aisle, stupid stuff like that. That's not stupid, but you know what I mean.
Sure.
That's why I like it, but I know why you don't.
I don't like it because I feel like I want to have the groom moment. I like the groom moment of anticipation and anxiety and like bated breath and the look that the groom has on his face waiting for the bride. And if the groom's already seen the bride, me for example, your grand entrance into the ceremony wasn't as impactful as I think it could have been.
To you or to guests?
To me personally, which I think matters the most. The groom.
Okay, I hear what you're saying. My rebuttal though is that big moment was the first look. Like, that was the whole point.
Yeah, but it doesn't feel the same. It's like the reason that you're inviting a bunch of people to your wedding anyways is because you want people to see the love, right?
Yeah, okay.
And first looks are almost always just the two of you.
Yeah, we had to keep people out of our first look.
We had to keep people, yeah.
I had to tell your mom not to look through the window.
yeah, no kidding.
Anyway.
But it's a great photo op. Like you said, it gets a lot of pictures out of the way.
Yeah.
So that people aren't waiting at cocktail hour for an extra hour for the bride and groom to take photos. You usually do it during the middle of the day when the lighting's good. Neither of us are photographers, but we're constantly trying to be on the good side. Help those guys out. But
yeah. Okay. Friends or family as your officiant instead of like a pastor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't have any issues with that at all. I actually prefer it.
No, I mean, it's easy.
I think it's personalized.
It's easy enough to get a minister's license, right, online. Yeah. I mean, we had family do it, but they also happen to be a pastor.
Yeah, it was.
And we have a wedding. We have a wedding coming up. Who the officiant is? A family.
Yeah.
Who also happens to be a pastor. So a lot of the time it just kind of happens to be that way. Like, I've got an uncle that's a pastor, so we're gonna have him do it, or whatever. For sure. But I know a lot of people that I used to work with. A girl when I worked in restaurants that did weddings all the time for friends because she had her minister's license and she did it for free. That was kind of her gift to a lot of people. So it's something. It's fun and
one of our very first weddings, my mom did the ceremony,
mm-hmm.
which was super fun.
Right.
Right. Yeah. No, I thought it was awesome.
Mm-hmm. I think I like it the most because when you invite a friend or a close person, mm-hmm. Family, whatever, to officiate your wedding, they're going to know you better than a pastor that sees you for half an hour a week and doesn't even really see you for half an hour a week. You're just in the
that's
congregation.
fair.
I don't know. And neither of us are super active in a church community, but pastors have a lot of sheep in our congregation. I guess if it's a fun way to put it, but biblical way to put it.
Anyway, let's move on.
Yeah, move on.
Okay, these next few that I saw are pretty new, I would say.
Okay.
So like gemstone engagement rings. So like engagement rings that aren't just diamonds.
Sure.
So, I mean, that could be anything.
Yeah.
Like I've seen an opal one. I like the opal ones.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm a diamond girl. I like diamonds.
Sure.
But I don't think that it's for everybody.
It's not, and it's certainly not for everybody's wallet. I mean,
that's fair.
My first thought is just because I'm just that kind of person is price. I mean, we're in a pretty. I mean, inflation's super high.
Sure.
Luxuries that includes engagement rings are getting more and more expensive by the day. If you have a partner that is like, I don't really want you to spend a $2, $3, $4, $5,000 on a diamond ring, and
it's
they're okay with
low.
They're okay with what's a decent gemstone ring? $500, maybe.
I actually don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah, I mean, I guess probably should have looked at prices, but I mean, I can't imagine that they're even close to a diamond ring.
No,
you know?
Well,
unless you get an enormous gemstone, like a 2 carat.
No, I think that's part of the purpose, part of the pull. I think a lot of it is like the personalization, but I also think you're right. I think part of it's price.
Right. Well, and if you want to spend the same amount of money, but also get the gemstone, you know, if you spent $2,000 or $3,000 on a gemstone engagement ring, it's gonna be a big ass ring.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
it'll likely have diamond accents in the band or in a halo. You know, so you know, be frugal. And this is just a kind of PSA, I guess, about engagement rings is that you probably just shouldn't buy a ring without talking to the person you're gonna propose to. You and I went ring browsing
earlier than we should have.
earlier in our relationship than we should have. But because we did that, I knew exactly what you wanted in a ring.
Yeah.
And you loved your engagement ring. You still love it, right?
Well, and that's our... Yeah, I still love it. Don't worry. I'll want a bigger one day, but we can talk about that another time.
Well, let's keep doing this. Hopefully we can afford it.
Right. When we went ring shopping, we saw a guy who basically was like shaking in his boots.
Oh, he was gonna have a heart attack.
I thought he really was.
Yeah.
Because he didn't know if his like girlfriend was gonna. First of all, he didn't know if she was gonna say yes. Because he was like, "Oh my goodness, I hope she's gonna say yes." And
that could be a whole episode.
He also didn't know if she was like gonna like the ring because he picked it out himself. Is what he made it sound like. And I was like, "Are you shitting me right now?
Yeah.
Is this a thing that people still do? That's a trend. That's something to talk about."
There is one exception to this, and it's if you have a family ring.
Sure.
And she's okay with it.
Yeah.
Right. Like if I didn't have a family ring to give to you.
No offense, but thank God.
Well, right, but like if, yeah, I'll just put it at that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of family rings have been passed down. You know, actually not that long because engagement rings haven't been around that long as a trend.
I don't know.
You know, it's maybe 3 generations back.
That's interesting. I never thought about that.
Oh, we could do a whole history episode. Whole episode on the history of engagement rings.
That's
you know.
Okay, well, let's move on for the time being.
Yeah.
Okay. Colorful wedding dresses, like wedding dresses that have like, some of them I've seen some that are like fully a different color, like a green wedding dress. But I've also seen some that are like embroidered with like colorful flowers and things like that. What are your thoughts?
Well, I've never seen one at a wedding that we've worked at. I've only ever seen them on TLC.
Sure.
You know, on the wedding dress shows. But
yeah,
I think that
I'm torn.
I don't like them. I'll just say I don't like them.
Sure. You are traditional in that sense, though.
I am. I like a white wedding dress.
Yeah.
Or if it's not white, champagne is like even pushing it for me. You know.
Wow, I didn't know that.
I mean, I don't love it. And I'll qualify that by saying that I'm more okay with it if it's not your first wedding. You know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
If it's your second or third or, God forbid, your 7th wedding, like, you can wear whatever color you want.
Yeah, that's fair.
I feel like for your first wedding, I think you should wear a white dress. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just that's me being traditional, which is weird. But.
That's why I'm torn. I think that I'm kind of halvesies because I don't think that I like a green or a blue or a pink wedding dress. Like, I'm kind of out on the full colors, but I would do like an embroidered, like some flowers on it, or like a colorful applique, like a little bit of blue here and there.
You're saying colored flowers on a white dress. Is that what you're saying?
On a white dress. That's right. Yeah.
I've seen those. What's that designer? Haley.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. She's done a lot of stuff, I think.
Yeah, she does.
Like little pops of color.
That I'm okay with because the majority of the dress is white, but that's why I'm halvesies on it.
I like those. I like the way that she does stuff. Specifically, I like that designer.
Sure.
I'm not going to say I like colored dresses because of.
Well, so in a similar sense. In regards to, like, the bridesmaids' dresses, different colored bridesmaids' dresses.
Yeah.
Like each bridesmaid, there's 2 different ways to go about this. Each bridesmaid wears a different color, and that's popular, and it, like, you match the flowers to it, and blah, blah, blah. Or in a wedding upcoming that we're about to do, actually, they're all wearing different shades of green.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on the bridesmaids' dress colors?
I
torn on this one too.
I don't love it.
No.
There's like one scenario where it makes sense, and it's if you're getting married in an art museum.
It's so specific.
It's so specific.
That's fair.
I just think
not even the different shades.
I like different styles in the same color.
Yeah,
I love that.
That's what we did, and I loved it.
That's what most weddings are doing now.
Yeah, and I like that.
Yeah, it's like pick your. Here's a few different options that are all. David Bridal does this super well.
Yeah.
Well, they're out of business now, right?
I don't know.
But they did it super well where it was like there's 20,000 different styles of this dress, and they all come in these 12 colors.
Yeah,
or whatever.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
You know, love that.
You can do that online now too. Like,
right.
Yeah.
It just adds a whole level of complication when it comes to decorating and your color choices.
Yeah.
So it can be interesting. You just have to pull it off really, really well.
Well, that's what I was going to say, is that the different shades I could do, as long as they're in order. Like, I know that sounds weird, but like...
No, you're right. Yeah,
I don't think it's going to look good if you have like a dark green, a light green, a medium green, and then another dark green. Like,
right. Well, it makes sense if your bride's wearing white, the furthest bridesmaid from the bride should be the darkest color of green or blue,
I was going
right?
to say the lightest.
The lightest. So you think go to white, and then
go immediately dark.
Maid of Honor's super, super dark.
Yeah.
Like forest green.
That's
and
what
then
I
it goes
would
all
do.
the way out to like
like a not
pastel
mint.
or
Mint is
something.
not the
Mint,
right word.
no,
yeah,
mint would be something.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I kind of like the color gradient with the white ending.
It's interesting.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to things that I want to know if you think they're out.
Okay.
Because I think this one's going to be fun because I have very strong opinions on a lot of these.
Bring it on.
Okay.
I want to fight you.
Sparkler exits.
I still like them.
A lot of people say that those are out.
I know.
And I'm so upset about it.
You know who it is, though? It's photographers.
Well, it's so dangerous, and I totally get it.
Yeah. I understand the complications of it. I mean, we did a sparkler exit.
Yeah.
It's October 21.
Yeah.
2021.
No, 2022.
2020.
We got married.
2022. Right.
Get your shit together.
Right. October 22. We did a sparkler exit.
It was cool.
Here's what I prepared well, I feel like. First of all, if you just take one Bic lighter, like one cigarette lighter, to light...
It's going to take forever.
To light 200 sparklers, by the time you get to sparkler number 10, the first one's going to be burnt out. So one thing that we did was we bought extra long sparklers from a company online. They were not expensive. What was it, like $1 a piece?
I don't know.
We got 75.
Like we got a ton of them.
And we had leftovers.
Yeah.
That we ended up giving to a couple whose wedding we're doing soon.
Mm-hmm.
So have super long sparklers that will burn for at least 3 minutes. You can get them.
Ours burnt longer than necessary. Like we were gone, and the sparklers were barely halfway done.
Yes. That, and it's super cheap to get a tall skinny can of propane, tall like a foot tall, like the blue ones that are handheld.
Yeah.
And get a torch because they get super hot and the flame is super large, and you can light like 15 of those at the same time. Yeah. So whoever's coordinating your exit, it's going to be us if you hired a coordinator. Sure. They will be able to get groups of people together and be able to light every single sparkler within 30 seconds of each other. And it can be super cool and very well done.
I think it's mostly for pictures. I mean, maybe that's why people don't like it, is because there's no purpose to it.
But I think the pictures...
And it's dangerous. People are like, the bride's wearing a gallon of hairspray. Don't light her on fire. And I get that. Sure. Also, don't be an idiot. Like, maybe that's controversial.
Well, the tunnel with like the sparklers over the head, that's a bad idea. Yeah.
Ours was pretty wide. Anyway. Okay. Disposable cameras at all the tables.
I've always hated that trend.
Really?
I've never liked it.
Never? Really? Why not?
I think that it's cute. Here's the thing.
You're kind of a digital guy. Maybe that's
I am a digital guy, but here's my opinion on your guests taking photos. I've never used a wedding hashtag to share photos on Instagram. Like I've never been to a wedding, taken a photo, posted it, and used that hashtag to be able to conglomerate all the photos together. Okay. I've never done that. I've never looked at those hashtags to see what other people are posting. I've never...
I'm really confused on how this relates to disposable cameras.
Because that's the original idea, right? Is the reason that you have a wedding hashtag is so that people use it, and then you go to the hashtag on Instagram and Facebook, and you can see all the posts and all the pictures that people
So why
took,
wouldn't the disposable cameras be better then? Because then all the photos are already in your pocket.
Because your guests are not photographers.
That's the point.
And disposable cameras produce low quality photos, and you might have...
I think that's the point.
You might, yeah, but are any of those photos going to be useful?
I don't know. They're just fun. It's just fun.
It's fun. It's more fun to take the photos than it is to actually look at them.
Yeah, that's
right.
Well,
I think that's what people like about it, but no one looks at those photos.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Also, it's a pain in the ass to find somebody to develop those anymore, and I mean, I don't know. I just don't like them.
Okay, so if you don't like those, do you like photo booths? That's my next one. Photo booths. I'm torn on this one.
I do.
I don't feel like I do. I don't feel like people use them. In the weddings that we've done that have had a photo booth, nobody used them.
I don't like the ones that are like the built-in iPad or phone or camera. I like the ones that are just a backdrop and a halo light, and you take the photos with
yourself.
Your phone. I do like that because the lighting's a little bit better, and
the halo light is super helpful.
The halo light's super helpful. I enjoyed it at the one wedding that we did. Or no, we didn't do it. We were attending it. Yeah. It was a family wedding, but I liked it then because I liked the photos that came out of it.
Yeah.
If the photos look like crap, though, I would be saying that I didn't like it.
Right, yeah.
I think it just happened.
Well, that's an important part, is that if you put it in a dumb spot, or if the lighting in the venue is super dark and you don't have a halo light, the photos are going to have bad quality. Yeah. The other part, for us, it was a wedding that we went to that we did this. That was an older wedding. Most of the guests were older. There weren't very many like teenagers or like young adults. Yeah. So basically, we had to go up there and like show people how it was done. We were the first ones to do it because nobody knew how to do it.
Oh, people would have been standing smiling in front of the halo light, and
no pictures would have been
with no camera there. They would have just been like,
oh, that's
all right, cool.
Yeah, and so that's part of it too. If you have like an older wedding, like photo booths they're kind of in for the younger crowd.
But even then, I mean, I feel like this may have been more of like a older thing. The photo booth that has like the take-home photo souvenir, you know?
Yeah, like the ones you go to the mall and you get that like strip of photos.
Yeah, that's like old school, but they make other ones that were like the flip book thing was...
I've seen the flip book, yeah.
You know, we never done a wedding with it, but that was older.
That's older, yeah.
None of that stuff, no one keeps that stuff.
Yeah.
You know? That goes with wedding favors, which we just kind of
That's my next one, favors,
yeah. Gosh, okay, let's just talk wedding favors.
I don't like wedding favors!
No, why? No.
Nobody really uses them. Unless it's something, like, super cool. Unless it's something...
Like booze.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I would allow booze. So here's the problem with wedding favors. Is that a lot of them are personalized. Like, yes. like in the 90s and the 2000s, it was, like, shot glasses with your name on them.
People are still doing that, though.
Oh, shoot.
It's 2024, and people are still... We go to Goodwill all the time just to kind of thrift, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
I saw a set of shot glasses that were a 2021 wedding date on them.
Yeah, I just...
Like, people are still doing that crap.
I don't really want anything with your name or your face on it, you know what I mean?
No. It's a perfect metaphor. It's like if you give people personalized stuff like that, it's going to end up at Goodwill. Like
yeah,
that's true. It happened in 2 years
now,
in this case.
If it's like something you can eat, I'm okay with that.
Yes.
Some people, I've seen candy. Candy's exactly okay. Mm-hmm. But like a snack that you take home and eat later, or booze is a good one, like a little shot of something.
Yeah. Airplane bottles, like the small
shooters.
You know,
something.
Do it legally, obviously. I don't know if you can do that in some venues.
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know.
I don't know. But,
anyway.
Yeah, but something like you said, something that's consumable.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Candy, I'm cool with candy. I think candy's a great idea. But like something if I'm leaving a wedding and I'm like, because sometimes people leave weddings and they're still hungry, or they're like, I'm kind of snacky. I'm still
edibles for sure.
I'm boozed up. Not edibles.
Not edibles. Things you can eat. Sorry.
Or edibles.
I mean, I'm not gonna judge. Other people might, but I won't. Okay. On the booze train here, signature drinks.
Okay.
I know how you feel about signature drinks.
This might surprise you because I'm an alcohol guy. I think that a signature drink can be good. It has to be two things. First of all, it has to taste good.
Yeah.
If your signature drink is like something weird that no one's gonna drink.
Yeah.
Or
like you base, so like a prime example is that you based it on the color that the drink is gonna be. Mm-hmm. So you just put a bunch of stuff in there that is that color. Yeah. That's not gonna work.
Yeah, like a drink. Nothing's worse than a sweet way too sweet wedding drink. It's just got a ton of like artificial flavoring in it and artificial flavors and sugars and syrups. But on the other end of the spectrum, if I was gonna make like a signature drink, I might want to do, this is me personally, I might want to do like a Hendrick's gin martini with rosemary in it, which I would love.
Oof.
Who the hell else is gonna drink that?
Not you, girl.
Not you. Not. I'm thinking through my guest list. None of my friends would drink that crap.
No.
You know. So you got to do something that's maybe in the middle between super not sweet and super sweet. You know, like a mojito might be good, but it's got to be seasonal.
So simple is your other.
Simple.
Yeah.
Keep it simple.
That's what I was gonna say.
Take one of the Four Horsemen drink, like a daiquiri, a margarita, an old fashioned,
this might be a little,
or a Manhattan.
Might
like
be
that.
a little upscale for the listeners
I'm
here.
getting too into it, but like, no one wants a margarita in December, and no one wants a Manhattan in July. You know, you have to think seasonal.
That's fair.
And it has to taste good.
Yeah.
And it's got to mean something to you.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna do them, do it that way.
Okay, I got 2 left. Two big ones. Wedding party intros.
Okay.
Like.
Introducing.
Yeah.
Your wedding party.
Yeah.
Hate them.
Okay. Yeah, I don't even have anything to say. I hate them too. I feel like there's a couple different ways to go about it. Some people do like individual, like maid of honor, blah, 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 and I'm like, I don't care.
That's the one I don't like.
What if you introduce them all at the same time?
I like that.
But do you care about their name?
No. No.
No, you don't.
No, you send.
I don't either.
If you want to honor your bridal party, which I like. We didn't do it, but I respect it. You want to honor them and kind of let them get the party started a little bit.
Sure.
Before you come out, you have your DJ MC say like, introducing Madi and Caleb's wedding party. Mm-hmm. Let's give it up for the people that stood up with them at their wedding. I don't know. Whatever. Something cheesy
I love
maybe.
It.
And they all run out at the same time and they're all high-fiving and jumping,
yeah.
or they're just walking out in single file because you have lame friends. Like it,
Sure.
But all at the same time, I like it.
Yeah. I feel like part of the reason we didn't do it is because we don't like it. Also, we had a wedding website that listed everybody. Obviously, not everybody looked at our wedding website, but you did have to go there to RSVP. So I liked it. I liked that much better. I also think I would approve of I'm not generally a fan of wedding programs, but that's a good way to let people know who's standing up with you. Because people are curious, I think, but I don't know that wedding intros is the best way to do it.
If I feel like if you're curious,
just ask.
Just go up and ask them.
Yeah, that's fair.
And if you're socially weird, have a couple drinks
and then ask.
That's fine. Yeah, like hey,
how do you know? How do you know the bride?
I'm Caleb's uncle. I saw you standing up there. How'd you guys meet?
Yeah,
how do you know
fair.
each other? We went to college together. Oh, you've been his best friend since 4th grade.
Yeah, that's good.
Let me buy you a drink. Let me grab you a beer. I don't know.
Yeah.
If people care that much, then just go ask them. But nobody's at the wedding for the best man.
That's true.
Nobody's at the wedding for the junior bridesmaid.
I feel like all of our wedding aspects revolve around grabbing a drink. We have a lot to do with alcohol.
Well, yeah.
I'm just gonna let that one.
You mean weddings aren't just an excuse to drink?
Yeah. Well, it depends on who you ask. Oops. Okay, last one. And I saved this for last because I just want to scream a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Uplighting.
Yeah.
Yeah? I hate uplighting! That's why I saved it for last. I hate it! I think it's cheesy and tacky.
I have nothing to add. You're right. I mean,
There are in my opinion, there are very few ways to make it look good. I don't want to see the whole room pink. I just don't.
Yeah. You know what I think uplighting is for? Uplighting is for boring venues.
Like hotel?
If you're getting hotel, yeah, exactly. If your reception's in a hotel ballroom, uplighting's there to make it not look like shit.
Yeah.
It does feel kind of like prom though. It does feel like a quinceañera.
It does a little bit. See, we had the Edison string lights. And I thought that was good. Because it wasn't uplighting. It was just ambient lighting.
Right, we should say those were built into the venue though.
They were, yeah.
The venue had its own accent lighting, had its own light fixtures.
Well, and that's why we chose the venue.
Yeah, we love the venue because it spoke for itself.
Yeah.
we didn't need uplighting because the venue was cool and interesting and trendy. And
right.
We loved it, and it
was awesome.
It was perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, our venue was perfect.
All that to say, if I could say the F word, I would. F uplighting.
Sure. If you're getting married in a white, plain box, I guess.
Maybe.
If you need to make it look interesting.
Maybe.
But I wouldn't spend a lot of money on it.
Some DJs are like, do you want uplighting? Actually, our DJ asked us that, and I said, absolutely freaking not.
No.
I said, over the phone, I was like, please do not even bring your uplights.
Yeah, no.
I hate uplighting.
No.
Okay. Well, that is all I have for wedding trends. How you feeling? How you feeling about wedding trends?
Man...
I'm worried about...
there's so many we didn't bring up, too. But,
yeah.
I mean, I'd love to do this episode again.
Well, I'm worried about... Not worried. Worry is not the right word, but I'm curious, I guess.
Yeah.
Things are going to go in. Things are going to go out. We could do this episode over and over and over again. Throughout, right. Even, from, a year from now. Maybe
Absolutely.
even 6
months. 6 months
yeah.
from now. I mean,
things are going to change.
Sure. And we should add, too, that, we're not just... pooping on your... We're not yucking your yum.
Except for the uplighting. I am doing that.
All right, yeah, don't do uplighting. But but we don't mean to, rain on your parade. If you
like it, do it.
If you like it, do it.
I mean, that is a big thing that we love. If you like it, do it. Sure.
It's your day.
Yeah.
Ultimately, our job as coordinators is to keep everybody on track and corralled and make sure that the day goes well.
Make sure you're a guest at your own wedding.
Yeah, make sure you're a guest at your own wedding. That's all we want to do. So.
That being said, don't do uplighting. Signing off.
Yeah. Happy wedding planning.